Blue 22. Hike, hike, hike.
You are watching Sports and Sorts live on YouTube. That's 75% sports, 25% sorts. And here are your hosts, Shane and the Bry Man.
We are back, episode 211, part 2. It's a Monday morning, Columbus Day. Happy Columbus Day for those that celebrate
Death
and mass murders. Anyway, or confusion about where you actually went. All that kind of stuff. If you are a person that doesn't like to use Waze, then maybe you are a fan of Christopher Columbus.
Oh, you should, though. It's a really good
It's a great app. It's fantastic.
It's a tremendous app.
So we will get into our football picks. I can't find the what we've learned thing anywhere.
Ding, 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 ding.
So what I'm going to have to do is just do this. Ready? Hold on. Wait for it.
That's the what we've learned thing.
Yes.
I
had to do it off of YouTube.
You're
though.
just okay.
Yeah,
that's okay, but that counts.
It works.
It was nice. It was very clear on my end.
Oh, good. All right, so we are going to be getting into the NFL Week 6. What we've learned, and there's many things that we've learned, of course. One thing that I've learned is the Bry Man's picks last year were a fluke.
That's not true. No. I'm just struggling mightily. This is a weird year in the NFL, by the way.
This is a tough year anyway. Because, first of all, Rams.
Nothing is going according to.
Rams were a fantastic team last year.
Right.
They seem to be getting figured out after being put on the main stage in the Super Bowl.
They've been figured out.
Bill Belichick had a plan for them. He held them at bay pretty good, enough anyway, and to get the win. And then the Rams come in this year. They didn't really change much, except they said they were going to play. They weren't going to give Gurley as much time. Now, that's not really been the case because he's been on the field a ton.
Yeah.
And now he has a quad injury. And it seems to me like without Gurley, without this stud running back that they have, they really have no offense. They can't really move the ball. Goff doesn't have any protection. Their two backups are not that good. Brown proved yesterday that, he is a decent downhill runner. He's a decent running back. He's a good backup, but he's not going to be able to fill the void of this guy. Hendricks, is that what his name was? Oh, no, Henderson. Was that
Henderson?
Yeah,
Darrell Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson is the guy that seems
they
like
drafted
he's more
in the third round.
Yeah, it seems like he's more of the guy that could fill in for Gurley and do what he does, but not as a high of a level. Because he does seem to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield and make some moves. He does seem to be able to make the ball move when he's running behind that line. But overall, Goff looked terrible. He was under a ton of pressure. Garoppolo didn't look good either, and he was under a ton of pressure. So this was really a team. The Rams should have won this game. Garoppolo made a bunch of bad mistakes. Goff made a bunch of bad mistakes, and they just couldn't hold on to the ball. And you know what happens? Sometimes the 49ers, I want to give it to them, but they did go against this team without Gurley, who is their best weapon. And that was proven yesterday, is that they did not have Gurley. They found out late. The 49ers struggled to put the ball in the end zone. Gold even missed a kick. There was a lot of issues on the 49ers side, and the Rams could not capitalize on any of them. None. And that is bad. So I'm guessing two things. McVay might not be who we thought he was, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt and see if he can change. Shanahan, on the other hand, has been doing all sorts of smoke and mirrors. He did that with Atlanta when he was the offensive coordinator for them. Tons of smoke and mirrors, and Matt Ryan had his greatest year of all time.
Yes.
And then he goes to the 49ers, and they are a good team. They had to change it up last year when Garoppolo went down. They were still able to put up good numbers. They just didn't have the defense to kind of keep other teams at bay. This year they have a good defense. And with their front seven, they are attacking the quarterback. So that is something that I like. It's not just an offensive coordinating mind with Shanahan. He also, I don't know if it's surrounding himself with smart people, like we had said in the previous episode. But his defense is also a juggernaut. And if they can get that offense rolling, then watch out. They could be a serious contender. But as of right now, they still have only played one good team this year, really, and that's the Rams. And the Rams were down their best player. So that's kind of – and they didn't play great. They kind of got that win by playing less worse than the other team.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I learned from there. And also, if you're going to the other thing that I've learned is by watching this game is if you complain – in the media and you're on the Vikings, you're going to get the ball a lot because Adam Thielen complained in the media about his quarterback stinking. What happened? He come out, he had like a 3-touchdown game or whatever it was and with like a ton of yards. And then Diggs comes out.
3 or 4 touchdowns. I don't know.
And then Diggs
he had a great game.
Diggs comes out yesterday after saying how he wants to be traded, basically.
3 touchdowns.
And he had 3 touchdowns. Like all you have to do, come out in the media, say how bad you don't like your quarterback, and he finds you. He finds you. Yeah. He will get you the ball.
And you know what? I don't know if that takes a monkey off of Kirk Cousins' back, but he did win a big game yesterday, and he won the. I mean, he was a huge part of that.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, Stephon Diggs had 3 touchdowns. Well, guess who threw the 3 touchdowns?
Yes.
So,
and the Eagles, but the Eagles' secondary is terrible. And that's really tough.
It's not good.
It's tough. It's tough when you have the best run defense, but you're one of the worst top 4 worst pass defense teams, and you have 2 wide receivers that are both phenomenal wide receivers.
Yes.
Pro Bowl capable wide receivers.
Yes.
Watch out.
Yeah, that's not a great formula. I just thought it was kind of an interesting day yesterday around the NFL in general. If you look at there were a lot of interesting results, I think. The Seahawks going into Cleveland and beating the Browns 32-28. The Vikings beating the Eagles was not a shock to me. The Chiefs, Texans, we will get to that because that's going to factor into what I learned. Mm-hmm. The Cardinals beating the Falcons 34-33. The Niners kind of just go. I mean, it wasn't a pretty game, but it was sort of domination in terms of the final score, 20-7. The Broncos are clearly not as bad as maybe we all thought. They shut the Titans out. The Jets beating the Cowboys, and boy, the Cowboys. Oh man, that hot seat. It's not hot for Jason Garrett, but it's heating up. It's heating up.
How about my boy Sam Darnold?
Did you? Yeah, and he was. Yeah. Oh, I saw a great tweet yesterday that said like he went mano a mano with the Cowboys and won. It was really funny. But and then the Steelers go into Los Angeles with 90% of their fan base in that 25,000 seat arena cheering them on and win that game. They were up 24-0, and then the Chargers tried to mount a comeback, but it was too little too late. Mm-hmm. The Chargers are a really, really weird team, man. There's just a lot of weirdness going on in the NFL. This feels to me like it did a couple of years ago when we were calling the NFL the year of the weird. Mm-hmm. This is starting to feel like that again. Listen, the Dolphins won the Tank Bowl, which was very, very important for them and for the hopes of being able to get to a massive game coming up for the Dolphins in Week 7, which is Jaguars at Bengals, and you're thinking, why is that a weird big game for the Dolphins? Well, because we really need the Bengals to lose because the Bengals are also 0 and whatever right now. Yeah. So it's not good. The Bengals are really. And they are also very, very quarterback needy. So they may jump in on this whole tank thing too. So we need to be very careful. Luckily, the Dolphins play the Bengals.
Luckily.
And from what I can tell, the Bengals are significantly better than the Dolphins. The Dolphins, every time you think the Dolphins are like, you start to worry that they could win a game, they do something like what they did yesterday, which is they had a chance to tie the game. And they went for 2. To say, nah, we're not taking. We're going to try and win this game. And their 2-point attempt was one of the saddest things I have ever seen. It wasn't even a throw into the end zone. It was a lateral throw to Kenyon Drake, who just dropped the ball. And it's funny because there are 2 sides to this. There are the side that could say, okay, clearly the Dolphins are not trying to tank. If they are trying to tank, why would they go for a 2-point conversion to try and win a game? Then there's the other side saying, well, if you're not trying to take, why not just kick the extra point, go into overtime, and try to win that way?
Yeah.
So it was very interesting, both sides of that. But so that was fun. But the Dolphins did their job yesterday. And I had like a big sigh of relief yesterday. I'm like, oh, thank God they lost. Like, which is such a weird emotion to have, by the way. But I just want to tell you real quick about what I learned. and this saddens me. Even though I think I may have already said this last week, it probably, unfortunately, bears repeating. What I learned is that not only are the Patriots going to win the Super Bowl, but this might be their easiest Super Bowl win ever. Because here's what I learned yesterday. Patrick Mahomes, as good as he is, cannot do this on his own. I mean, even when Tom Brady has won Super Bowls, he's done it also having an adequate defense. The Kansas City Chiefs do not have an adequate defense at all. They have now lost 2 games.
I still don't understand why they haven't gone for Ramsey.
Now the Colts loss, it was different in the sense that it wasn't their defense that cost them that game. That was actually their offense that cost them that game. But this game, you had a really good offensive team in the likes of the Houston Texans come into town, and they dropped 32 points on you. And your defense could do nothing, just like their defense could do nothing last year in the Super Bowl. I mean, in the AFC Championship game against the Patriots. They had no answer for Tom Brady. Whoever had the ball last was going to win.
Yep. And Tom Brady is going to make sure that he has the ball last.
And listen, I don't recall, I really don't, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't recall a team that has ever won a Super Bowl just strictly on offensive alone without a defense that could at least do like some kind of a bend but don't break thing.
Yeah, the St. Louis Rams did that with Kurt Warner, but they had the kind of bend but don't break.
Right, but this isn't a bend don't break defense. This is just a break, constantly deep. It's terrible. It's a terrible defense.
Yeah.
I'm actually convinced the Dolphins could go in there and score a couple of touchdowns. I mean, they'd lose, but that's not a good defense.
Lose 42-21, but they'd score 3 touchdowns.
But it's not a good defense. That is not a Super Bowl team. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Yeah,
now they're 4-2. The Patriots have a stranglehold on the 1 seed, which means, once again, the road to the Super Bowl goes through Foxborough. And guess what? Nobody's taking that. Nobody's winning that game. Not a soul. So I just learned again, we might as well coronate the Patriots again, Super Bowl 7. And this one's going to be even easier than any of the others. And that's unbelievable when you consider you have a 42-year-old quarterback. Yeah. So that's what I learned. I learned that Patrick Mahomes, as great as he is, and he is special. He cannot do this on his own. He can't. Sorry.
100% agreement with you there. It is unfortunate for him, but you gotta you only can play the cards that you're dealt. All right, so let's get into what we are going to do for our Monday Night Football picks. I will come up with I will get you the over-under in a quick second. And that is, let's see. So, I mean, it's a division rival here. Detroit Lions at Green Bay. The over-under is 45.5, with the Green Bay Packers getting 3.5 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this quick for you. 32-12 Packers. This is gonna be a rout. I don't like the Lions in this game to do anything. I like them to kick 4 field goals. Now, so what'd you say? It was 45 was the over under. So yes. I guess I have the under, right?
Yeah.
Because I think this is lopsided. I think it's a lopsided game. But listen, I've been horrible all year at this point. So why believe me? At this point, you should probably bank on it being like 28-20 Lions in another weird upset. So I'll turn it over to you, Shane.
All right, I'm trying to make this relatively quick too. I am with you in the win, the victory. I think it's going to be a little bit closer of a game. I have the game at 28-18, and that is the Green Bay Packers winning the game. And that is
also the under.
Yes, also under.
Wait,
no, it's over.
No, that's the over.
I have it just over. Yeah.
Math was not my subject.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. I'm pretty sure it's 46.
Hold on. I think it's 46.
So I just think that right here, I think Stafford's been good this year. They've been playing well, but I do think with the Packers defense being better than it has been in the past, they are a top 10 defense right now. They are a good defense. Brian's getting spooked by something over there.
The cat's going nuts.
Oh no. So I just like the Packers overall as a team better than I do the Lions right now. Ronnie, our fellow Lions fan, is probably going to take he might be a little upset with our pick here because I know he doesn't like Rodgers as much as we do, and he has also been very honest about Stafford. He's kind of been a little worried that he's not quite the guy that he thought he was, or it's just I love Stafford. It's just he doesn't have as many weapons, and their defense is not as good as the Packers. So that's why I have the Packers coming out on top. And Aaron Rodgers, I feel like if this is close, I would rather take Rodgers and his defense,
of course,
over Stafford and his offense, if that's where you want to put it. So, all right, now let's get into. I'm just gonna get right out of this one because I need something longer than that.
That's what you're doing twice now.
I know.
I need something longer than that.
I'm on fire. All right, so next week. Who are you going to give me for next week's games?
I'm giving you Ravens at Seahawks.
Ravens at Seahawks. All right, Ravens at Seahawks. That's a tough game. I think I know who I'm gonna pick, but that's a tough game because that could.
I mean,
I
would pick the Seahawks, but yes, it feels like a trap game.
Yeah. I am going to give you.
Dolphins and Bills. Dolphins and Bills. Dolphins and Bills. Dolphins. And Bills.
I will give you.
And I'm taking the under no matter what.
I feel like this is a trap game. I like it. Wait, is this
17-2 Bills over Dolphins. Dolphins get a safety on a Taco Charlton sack in the end zone of Josh Allen.
Who do they play this week? Oh, that's actually a good game. So the underachieving Atlanta Falcons versus possibly the Gurley-less Los Angeles Rams. The 1 o'clock game. So the Rams are in Atlanta. And they might not have Gurley. We don't know. I was actually contemplating giving you I think is a trap game is the Saints versus the Bears in Chicago. I like that defense against Bridgewater. So I was gonna give that one to you, but I'm gonna go with that one instead because the Rams have the potential.
That's a tough game. I mean, but the Falcons are so bad though.
They're so
They're
bad.
They've
been putting up so many points.
They score. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game for me to call.
They always come out on the wrong end though.
I mean, it feels like it's more of a must-win game for the Rams because the Rams are at least 3-3 and at 500, and the Falcons are 1-5 and just abysmal. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, all right. Well, I'll have a few days to mull that one over.
Brian gets. I gave you Rams at Falcons.
Okay.
All right, we got our games. We picked our games for tonight. We hope you guys had a good time watching, listening. We will be back. Maybe earlier this week. Not doing Friday because
not Friday. Yes, correct.
Maybe
we'll
do Thursday if it works with his schedule. But we will.
I will be in Vermont drinking beer and buying beer.
Excellent.
Filling it for my fridge for the Christmas party.
Fantastic. I'm very happy for you.
Are you coming to the Christmas party this year?
I'll try. Yeah, I made it last year, didn't I? I made it.
Yeah, I think it's December 7th. Do you know the theme this year? It's plaid and bacon.
December's.
And they're not necessarily mutually exclusive. So
technically, I could wear exactly what I wore last year. I just got to get a plaid Christmas hat or something.
yeah. Yes, you could. Yes,
maybe a bacon tie.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, thank you for watching and listening, and we will let you know probably on Facebook and Twitter if we go live on Thursday instead. But you can also hit that notification bell, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on Twitter, and that will let you know whenever we go live. It'll pop in your email. You can make sure that you get all the notifications. You can change it to all, some, none, whatever. But yeah, please, if you have the chance, if you're feeling the inkling, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click that notification bell. It's always there for you. It's an option. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Find me on Twitter at Einhorn_Finkel.
Find me on Twitter at _Brian_man. We've come to the end of this program, but as you know, part of the journey is the end. So thank you. Have a great week, and maybe on Thursday. And stay classy, Planet Globe.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
Finkel, Einhorn, Finkel, Einhorn. Ray ain't coming home. But your wife just said you'd be home soon.
So anyway, thank you once again. We'll see you maybe on Thursday.
Lace is out, Dan.
Likely on Thursday? Maybe
Yeah,
on Thursday.
I think so. No, I think likely.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll get it done early. We'll be back. Maybe we'll do
We'll
a
do it live.
Thursday night pick.
Oh, there we go. That'd be cool.
And then we'll be able to talk more Yankees.
You got all
too.
wild-eyed,
I'm
crazy there. It
excited.
was kind of funny.
I'm excited. Well, we haven't done a Thursday night game, I don't think, this year.
No.
But I'm excited because, we'll get to talk more baseball and all stuff. So right before you leave for Vermont.
And the Thursday night game, I think, is... No, it's not. It's Chiefs at Broncos. Well, it's a rivalry game. That's about all you can say.
Well, with the way the defense is for the Broncos and the offense is for the
Right.
Chiefs.
It's actually, it's sort of a...
And the Chiefs have laid 2 eggs in a row.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll see you Thursday. Bye.
Later. See you.
I'm gonna go golfing.